Hello everyone, this is Showtime 112. Mohammed Mahmoud Alam is without a doubt the most famous and also the most controversial pilot from the Indian subcontinent. The fame and controversy of this Pakistani fighter pilot come from his aerial victories in the 1965 Indo-Pakistani War. While there is no perfect agreement between sources, it seems like Alam is officially credited with 7 kills, of which 5 in a single sortie. The exact total number of Alam's claims also varies, and some sources go as high as 9. As you can imagine, not everyone agrees with that. First of all, India, which admits a smaller number of losses that can be attributed to Alam and his F-86 Sabre. But even some reputable sources from Pakistan give a much more conservative estimate. In this video, you will learn which sources suggest what, and how the famous aerial battle of 7 September 1965 is interpreted from different points of view. I'm kindly asking you not to make any angry comments unless you have watched the entire video and carefully listened to what is being said. If you're only interested in hearing how awesome your nation is, this video is not for you. Alam achieved his first aerial victory on 6th of September. He was leading a flight of Sabres against the Indian air base at Adampur. The flight was intercepted by 4 Indian hunters and a dogfight developed. Alam opened fire at one of them, flown by squadron leader Ajit Kumar Rawley. Even though Alam wasn't sure if he had achieved any hits, Rawley's hunter crashed. This is generally believed to be a maneuvering kill and the first confirmed and uncontested aerial victory for Alam. You can learn more about the events on 6 September 1965 in an earlier video on this channel. After the initial preemptive Pakistani airstrikes on Indian air bases on 6 September, the Indian Air Force launched their own counterattacks on the morning of 7 September. The airbase at Sargodha, where Alam was deployed, was on their target list as one of the most important Pakistani Air Force bases. The first attack to come was won by Indian Mystairs, and immediately after it, 4 F-86 Sabres and a single F-104 Starfighter were scrambled. Flying east at medium altitude, they were then vectored to meet the second attack, this time by Indian hunters. The Sabres were divided in 2 flights of 2 aircraft, and one of them was led by Alam. What follows now is the account given by Mohammed Mahmoud Alam in his own words. His wingman, Masood Akhtar, spotted 4 hunters attacking the airfield. As Alam was beginning to dive on them, he spotted 2 more hunters behind them and decided to attack them instead. This pair turned into the Sabres but then continued towards Indian airspace. Alam pulled up and followed the retreating hunters. Alam's Sabre was one of Sidewinder-capable airframes in Pakistani service, and Alam carried 2 AIM-9Bs. The hunters were flying very low, and as Alam was approaching, he acquired one of them with his Sidewinder and launched it. These early missiles were quite poor at distinguishing low-level targets, and this one slammed into the ground. But as the hunters pulled up at one point, Alam fired his second missile. He admits he didn't see what happened to the missile, but he doesn't explain why. All of a sudden, he found himself overshooting one of the hunters, and he noticed its canopy was missing. He then spotted a parachute. Squadron leader Kakar had ejected. He landed safely, but he was soon captured. This video is sponsored by War Thunder. War Thunder is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made. I've personally used War Thunder to create a number of my videos, including this one. You can play it for free on PC, consoles, or mobile devices. You can control an unbelievable number of over 2,500 airplanes, helicopters, tanks, and ships of 10 major nations, spanning the period between 1920s biplanes all the way to 4th generation fighters. If for some reason you prefer land vehicles or ships, try fighting in modern MBTs or cruising into battle in a mighty battleship. The game itself is free. It'll run smoothly even on low-end PCs and is user-friendly with mouse and keyboard needed only. Now you can even play the game on your mobile device, Android or iOS. The new version with its intuitive controls and impressive graphics allows you to take the battlefield wherever you go. The highly detailed, realistic graphics and sound effects will help you immerse yourself in history. If you've seen some YouTube videos from this game and it seems too arcade for you, the Simulator Battles mode is what you will like. Cockpit views only, no labels and no frantic furballs. Why don't you start playing War Thunder for free on your PC, PlayStation, Xbox or a mobile device using my link in the pinned comment or video description. New players or those who haven't played in 6 months will receive a massive bonus pack including premium vehicles rent, an exclusive Eagle of Valor vehicle decorator, 100,000 silver lions and 7 days of premium account. The offer is valid for a limited time only on PC or consoles. Alam lost sight of the remaining hunters, but he continued flying east, hoping to catch up with them. As his flight crossed the Chenab River, his wingman was again the first to spot the enemy aircraft, 5 hunters at 1 o'clock. As the two sabers approached, hunters all broke in one direction, climbing and turning to the left. This brought them in a loose line-astern formation. Alam then began his attacks, following the hunters in their turn. Although he had to fire deflection shots in a high G turn, Alam claimed 4 hunters downed. He fired his guns in short bursts, crediting his success to first penetrating hunters' fuel tanks and then igniting them with follow-up shots. This is the description of the battle according to Alam's own words. It's pretty much confirmed by Arif Iqbal, the F-104 pilot who observed the fight from a higher altitude but didn't intervene. How do Indians see this battle? Rather differently, of course. Here is the story according to Indian sources. Halwara Air Base sent a number of Hawker hunters to attack the Pakistani Sargodha complex, which had some satellite airfields as well as the main one. Number 27 Squadron contributed 6 hunters, and their objective was Chota Sargodha, one of the satellite airfields. But unknown to Indian intelligence service, it was unused and unsuitable for jet operations. The flight was led by squadron leader Dilip Shankar Jog. 4 of the hunters were armed with rockets, while 2 were supposed to fly as fighter cover. One of the 2 aborted because the airplane wouldn't start, so the group only had a single escort, flown by Flight Lieutenant Rator, who had shot down one Sabre the previous day. As they reached their objective, Rator saw some Sabres parked on the runway and attempted to attack them with his guns. But he misjudged his approach and overshot the airfield. The other hunters reportedly attacked the factory-like installation. Another version says that after reaching Chota Sargodha and finding it empty, they proceeded to Sargodha Main and damaged or destroyed several Sabres there. Immediately after that, a pair of Sabres arrived and attacked the hunters. It was Alam and his wingman. Alam then fired both of his sidewinders, which missed. He then closed in on the formation and managed to damage the hunter flown by squadron leader Jog and possibly also the one flown by Flight Lieutenant T.K. Chowdhury. Flight Lieutenant Rator intervened, heading towards Alam and shooting his guns. This caused Alam to brake towards him, and Alam's wingman got on Rator's tail. The Indian pilot shook the Sabre wingman off. At that moment, Sabre and Hunter pilots temporarily lost sight of each other. The Hunters regrouped and escaped towards Indian airspace, but then Rator noticed the squadron leader Onkarnath Kakkar was losing speed. He reported engine flameout and then ejected, still over Pakistani territory. He was soon captured, and he spent 5 months as a POW. It's speculated that Kakkar's Hunter might have been damaged by AAA, which caused draining of the fuel tanks. The remaining 4 Hunter pilots then spotted 5 more Hunters from the next strike formation heading the other way, towards Sargodha. They belonged to No. 7 Squadron, and as they were on a different frequency, Squadron Leader Jog couldn't warn them over the radio that they were heading straight at Pakistani fighters. The second formation consisted of 5 Hunters. They were led by Wing Commander Tariq Zakaria. He and his 2 wingmen were loaded with rockets, while 2 Hunters flown by Squadron Leader Bhagwat and Flying Officer Brar were flying fighter escort. The flight spotted 2 Sabres at a higher altitude. This was the second Sabre pair led by Flight Lieutenant Imtiaz Bhatti. Indian pilots didn't see Alam and his wingmen, which were closer. Zakaria decided to abort the strike. He instructed the flight to jettison the stores and turn back at full speed. However, as the Indian pilots tried to avoid the Sabres led by Bhatti, their turn put them right in front of Alam. The 2 escort planes flown by Bhagwat and Brar didn't try to escape, but instead they continued to turn, hoping to spoil Alam's aim. They were both shot down and killed. The remaining 3 Hunters escaped successfully. When you compare the 2 versions, they have some common ground, but they also disagree strongly in many aspects. The Indian side only admits 2 Hunter losses in air-to-air combat and another due to engine flameout, probably as the result of fuel tanks damage. Mohammed Mahmud Alam claimed another victory later in the war. On 16 September, he shot down a Hunter flown by Flying Officer Farokh Dara Bunsha. Indian sources clearly say that Bunsha was shot down by a Sabre, so this victory seems uncontested, and we might cover it in the future. Mohammed Mahmud Alam is officially credited with 1 victory on 6 September, 5 victories on 7 September, and 1 more on the 16th. Altogether, that makes it 7. And how about those Pakistani sources which take a more conservative approach? For one, we have Kaiser Tufail, a retired high-ranking fighter pilot of the Pakistani Air Force and a respected historian. Tufail adds some interesting details. According to him, Alam was in fact fighting 2 different Hunter formations without realizing it. Alam initially went after the Hunters from the first flight. He attacked Kakkar's Hunter and hit with his second Sidewinder. Proximity fuse damaged Hunter's fuel lines and Kakkar ejected. Alam then saw the rest of the formation, and the entire flight from No. 27 Squadron made a relatively gentle left turn when Alam approached them. Alam first attacked Jog and Chowdhury, damaging their Hunters. Rator and Perihar's Hunters remained undamaged. The second Hunter formation from No. 7 Squadron, which was approaching from the other direction, saw 2 Sabres at about 4,000 feet. This was the second Pakistani fighter pair led by Flight Lieutenant Imtiaz Bhatti. He, however, had a hunk tank and stayed out of battle. Not knowing this, the 2nd Indian Formation leader, Zakaria, ordered his formation to abort the mission and exit. The 2 Hunter pilots on escort duty, Squadron Leader Bhagwat and Flying Officer Brar, didn't jettison their drop tanks, which made them less maneuverable. Coincidentally, the 2nd Indian Formation merged with the 1st one, which was avoiding Alam's attack, and Bhagwat and Brar were now placed in Alam's line of fire. He shot both of them down. The wrecks of their airplanes and their bodies were found in close proximity to each other. Alam wasn't aware that there were in fact 9 hunters around him. Kaiser Tufail believes that Alam managed to shoot down 3 hunters in this battle, those flown by Kakar, Bhagwat and Brar, and damaged 2 more, those flown by Jog and Chowdhury. But Alam reported back over the radio that he had shot down 5 Indian aircraft, and before he even had a chance to describe the battle to his fellow pilots, Radio Pakistan announced his 5 victories. Confirming the kills was of little concern after that. The most critical Pakistani source is Sajjad Haider. He is another Sabre pilot who participated in the 1965 war, and he in fact led probably the most successful Pakistani airstrike in history on 6 September, when his flight destroyed 10 Indian aircraft on the ground at Pathankot airfield. For one thing, Haider is very suspicious of the shoot-down of the Indian pilot Kakar. How is it possible that Alam didn't see what happened to his second missile unless he made a sharp pull-up? And why didn't he immediately attempt a gun attack if he didn't see the ejection sequence and had no idea the Hunter was pilotless before overtaking it? Haider also points out that only 2 Hunter wrecks were found in the proximity of the battle. Had Alam shot down 4 aircraft in less than half a minute, they should have all been found in close proximity. Even John Fricker's Battle for Pakistan, a semi-official Pakistani history of the aerial warfare, admits this issue. But Haider still praises Alam for the 2 victories on 7th of September, which along with his 2 other kills on different dates, give him 4 kills overall, a rare achievement for a jet pilot. What conclusions can we draw? Judging from many comments on my previous videos, many people in Pakistan truly believe that Mohammad Mahmud Alam shot down at least 7 aircraft in the 1965 war, including 5 in a single combat within less than half a minute, and many call it the world record. There are serious issues with that. For one, not even Alam claimed shooting down 5 aircraft in 30 seconds. He claimed shooting down 4 in that approximate time, and the 5th, or rather the 1st, might have been hit by a second Sidewinder. He doesn't explicitly say the missile hit. Furthermore, only 3 Hunter wrecks from the entire battle were found, and no gun camera footage has ever been released. Indian records only show 3 losses in this battle, and only 2 of them as the result of enemy fire. But even if you go as strict as possible towards Alam and reduce his victories to the lowest common denominator, which is 4, that is given by Sajjad Haider and Indian sources such as the defense portal Bharat Rakshak, Alam is still the most successful fighter pilot who fought in the Indo-Pakistani wars. Shooting down more than 1 aircraft at such high deflection requires skill. Having researched a lot of aerial combat, I fully realize that overclaims are extremely common, and most of them are not deliberate. Personally, I don't think Alam lied. Some of the airplanes he damaged might have seemed like full kills and there was no time to verify them. Still full of adrenaline on his way back, he announced 5 kills over the radio. The news was immediately broadcast on the national radio and there was no going back after that. If you have come this far, you can now go ahead with your comments accusing me of being biased towards or paid by, insert your enemy's name here. Let me thank War Thunder for sponsoring the video. Don't forget to use my link in the description or pinned comment to play the game for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox or mobile devices. New players or those who haven't played in 6 months will receive a massive bonus on PC or consoles. It's a limited time offer only, so don't miss it. Thank you for your time and keep watching Showtime 112.